Hi, I'm Jon Levey. This is Peter Bodo with Tennis.com's U.S. Open Report. So, Pete, day one should be called Olympic Gold Medal Day with Elena Dementieva and Rafael Nadal taking center stage. How'd they look on ash today?
Yeah, you know, for all this talk about how tired these people are going to be after the Olympics, they put those guys right out there, and Elena Dementieva and Rafael Nadal both took care of business today. Dementieva sort of glitch-free, went right on through with no trouble. Nadal had a little bit of a hiccup toward the end there. He did, I must say, he looked a little bit tired. His serve wasn't quite as effective as we've seen it in the past. But all in all, it was a good start for the two Olympic gold medalists.
Somebody who skipped the Olympics this year, Pete, because of injury was Lindsay Davenport, but she was out here today. How'd she look?
Lindsay looked very good winning her first match over Wozniak. Now, you know, Lindsay has a really kind of a strange saga this summer. She basically hurts her right knee. She pulls out of a lot of tournaments. She pulls out of the Olympics. She gets to the Olympics. She decides to play doubles. She's walking around a doubles court, and she says, gee, my knee feels okay. Maybe I should have played singles. Well, she's feeling pretty good. She could have a very good tournament here. Nobody's really thinking much about her. Who knows?
Any of the matches you saw today, was there anybody who impressed you could think could sneak up on anybody?
Well, you know, I'll tell you, Kei Nishikori, the young Japanese player, played a terrific match today against Juan Monaco. Monaco is a number 28 seed. He's a tough guy. He's a grinder. Nishikori looked very, very good. This kid can really move the ball around. He reminds you a little bit of Courier, the way he loads up on that forehand, but he's got a little bit of mobility, a little bit more mobility than Jim seemed to have. And this kid could have a real future in the game. He's been making some noise early this year. This could be his breakout tournament.
So now on to a preview of day two. You've got some more Olympic gold medalists going out there. This time the Williams sisters. They won Olympic gold in doubles. How do you think they're going to do in singles here?
Well, John, you know, they've been pretty erratic. You know, after that Wimbledon final, a lot of people were thinking, well, they're back. They're going to be in there contending, winning titles week after week. Hasn't really worked out that way. On the other hand, both of them have fairly comfortable matches. You've got Serena playing the weaker of the Bondarenko sisters, Katerina, and then Venus is going against Sam Stosur, a talented Australian player. She could push her a little bit because she's a very athletic player, likes to come in and volley. But on balance, you got to figure you're going to see them winning those matches.
Somebody else playing tomorrow, Pete, a lot of question marks. Roger Federer, he has won this title 4 straight times, but he's had, for his standards, a tough year. Starting tomorrow, what do you think his chances are?
Well, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how Roger comes out. I think the really key thing tomorrow is going to be to look at what Roger tells you with his body language, with his attitude, with the way he plays the big points. The real question here this next 2 weeks about Roger Federer is, has Roger written off this year, even if it's just subconsciously, psychologically, and does he want to get away, regroup, start afresh next year, or is he really going to contend here?
And looking at the schedule, Pete, that Haas-Gasquet match, that looks like the match of the day. What do you think is going to happen there?
Oh yeah, no question about it. You still get these tournaments, and even though they really try to engineer and trigger these things to really, you know, minimize the great matches until later in the event. But this is a blue ribbon match. These guys are wonderful ball strikers. It's the classic one-handed backhands against each other. That is going to be the match of the day. That's where you're going to find the aficionados gathered around tomorrow. So if you want to catch the action at that one, you better come early and you better get your seat.
Well, that wraps up day one at the U.S. Open. I'm Jon Levey with Peter Bodo for Tennis.com's U.S. Open Report.